Hey everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the player rankings show after Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. One team in the league has won all their games so far this season. I'll give it a clue. It's the reigning Premier League champions. Yes, Mikel Arteta rocks up to Anfield, tries to sweaty Stoke City, a little set piece 1-0 win. Well, you know what? Comes back and bites him in the backside because Liverpool get themselves a 1-0 set-piece win thanks to an absolute rocket from Dominik Szoboszlai. In this show, we will rank each of the players who featured for the Reds today based on the vote of all you guys. Yeah, were they boss, were they sound, decent, or are you messing, which means they were a little bit rubbish. I'm Ste over at the board to help us out is Errol. We're in absolute joy at the Reds being brilliant, and we're going to bring all the rankings to you. Again, I'm in charge. I can go and talk about whoever I want in whatever order, and you might say, Steve, start with the goalie and work your way down, but I'm not going to do that. So let's start by talking about Dominik Szoboszlai, Liverpool's match winner in the end. You guys, unsurprisingly, 98.9% of you guys voted Dominik Szoboszlai as boss. The 0.5 who put him as your mess, and I'm guessing are the Arsenal fans who follow us on social media. Errol, Dominik Szoboszlai starts at right back, whether that was tactical, whether it was fitness related to Gomez or Bradley. At this moment, we don't know. Defensively, really solid. Stops Martinelli, stops Eze as well, and by the way, scores one of the wonder goals of the season. It's unsurprising that the people have voted him as boss, my mate.
Dominik Szoboszlai. Because I love that. I love that performance from him. And a lot of people have said, look, where does he get into this Liverpool side now that we've got Florian Wirtz and there is the new number 10? How does he impact games? Is he going to be someone that a slot uses off the bench? I think at this moment in time, he's undroppable in this Liverpool setup at the minute for me. Whether that is at right back or he finds a way to factor him into that midfield and utilise Florian Wirtz differently, I'm not 100% sure yet. But one thing is for sure, Dominik Szoboszlai was head and shoulders the man of the match for me today. It was an excellent performance, especially in that right back position. As I said, I wasn't expecting him to be lung busting all the way down the flank, trying to create that extra overlap, giving that bit of space and that width on that right hand side. I did expect him to do a little bit of an inverted role, and he did that a little bit more in the second half in particular. But for me, I think just his reading of the game, his understanding of that position in terms of a right back, it's not his natural position, but he understands the assignment. You've got a man there, whether that's going to be Martinelli, whether that's going to be Eze coming off, they're going to be the lads that are going to be running at you. When they run at you, you need to be on your toes, you need to be reading and sensing the danger, and for all intents and purposes, he was all over it like a rash today. He was absolutely brilliant in that respect. And then, of course, look, free kicks like that. We've seen one from Declan Rice in the first half, and he absolutely balloons it over the top. But Dominik Szoboszlai, we've seen him do it for Hungary. We've seen him do it at times with Liverpool. He's hit them from outside the box before, and you think he has got that shot power. But me and you were both looking at it in real time and thinking, it's very straight. It looks like it's a very straight shot. He's going to have to just absolutely belt it over that wall and hope he can get the dip on it in some way, shape or form. But instead, he kind of just loops it right over the top of that wall. And then it just keeps going and going, and it just kisses the inside of the post. David Raya is nowhere near it in the end. And it was just an absolute beauty, because for the game that was crying out for a little bit of quality, Liverpool have got it all over the pitch, but for whatever reason today it didn't click in game. But when it comes to that dead ball situation, Dominik Szoboszlai only had one thing in his mind, and that was to change the outlook and the reflection of the game by scoring a massive goal. Getting Liverpool helpfully as well helps Liverpool keep their first clean sheet of the season against an Arsenal team that have been really good. I don't think we looked weak in terms of set pieces either. He's part of that back line. I think he deserves a lot of credit for today's performance. And for me at the moment, yeah, he's boss, but how do you drop him when he's playing in this type of form, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a conversation for another day. Florian Wirtz injury maybe played a little bit into that as well. I want to speak to you about the defensive side because, listen, the goal's a joke. It's ridiculous. We know he's got that quality. We've all seen the clip of the Hungary goal and stuff, and we know he can strike a ball. Obviously, Liverpool had Alexander-Arnold as the set-piece taker for a while, who scored lots of them as well, so it looks like Dom's taking over the duties. But defensively, Martinelli has caused Liverpool loads of issues in the past. Eze, the same, really. Eze got past them one time, I think, and he still managed to recover, did Szoboszlai. I thought defensively as well, mate. He more than stood up to the challenge.
He really did. And look, I've got to give credit where credit's due, man. Like Mons, if you see any of his content out there, fantastic the way he spotted that Dominik Szoboszlai could be a Liverpool right back moving forward in terms of how he evolves into this team. And so far, the early signs are really promising for him because, as you said there, up against two really tricky wingers, Martinelli has had a lot of joy down that left-hand side for Arsenal years gone by, whether it's Vincent, whether it might have been Gomez covering or Bradley. He's been able to get the better at times of our defenders, whereas today Szoboszlai just stood up to the task. He wasn't letting him go on the outside, didn't let him cut in too often, was really quick to just kind of stay on top of him. And again, in terms of, you might be able to get up some of his numbers in terms of his actual duels and stuff like that, Steve, but I just thought that he didn't ever seem to be leaving himself short, or where Canate needed to come over and help double up a little bit to give him that extra support. I think in terms of being a 1v1 right back, he was excellent today, and people say so much about the likes of Jury and Timber being an excellent 1v1 defender there, but I just thought he was just head and shoulders above anybody on the pitch in terms of a defensive setup today. He looked really settled, considering that might be what we see as a second game there. He seems like he's got a natural affinity towards leaning over to that right-hand side and being able to help out Liverpool. So in terms of him being a utility man, if that's the type of quality we've got as a utility player this season, it really does bode well for Liverpool, because it was an excellent performance. I think it'll give him the world of confidence. But again, it's really to stake a claim to say, look, wherever you play me in this team, I'm going to be an integral member of this squad this season. So for me, it was a fantastic performance. I think defensively it was on point, and I think obviously that goal just speaks for itself, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I always think when you put like an attack-minded player, which Dominik Szoboszlai definitely is, you know, I know he gets about and he does his job for the team, but like his main instinct, he wants to get forward, he wants to be involved in the play. When you put them at the back, I had no issues or questions about Dominik Szoboszlai's athleticism, his pace, his strengths, his power, because he's got all that. We know he's got that to his game. It's the reading of the game that sometimes you worry about. Do you find yourself out of position? Do you find yourself getting, under a ball? Do you find yourself getting caught up the pitch? He did none of that. Tactically, he was superb. A couple of long balls over the top, wins his headers at the back post, gets involved, cutting balls across as well. So defensively, I thought it was an all-round performance. And like I say, you then go and score a goal like that. It's unsurprising that people voted him as boss. So yeah, the 99% of people who voted him as boss, I don't think any of us are going to disagree. Dominik Szoboszlai, like in the running really for one of Liverpool's, but you talk about player of the month and all that kind of stuff. He's very much in the mix. He's had a really encouraging start to the season so far. That was a clip from the Player Ranking Show. If you'd like to check out the show in full in either video or podcast form, simply head to redmenplus.com.